fourth on lap number 1. Fourth, and now he's in the fence.
That was a hard one for Blake Farrell. And she went from 8th. Oh, trouble off of turn 4 for Galetta, and he is going to...
Green flag waving on heat race number 1. Stephen Beckett, Paul Kleiger, drag race into corners 1 and 2. Everybody sorts it out through turn number 2 as we got 3 wide there for the 4th position there momentarily as Kleiger will lead lap number 1 in the 1A.
Keep in mind where the outside groove is right now. I have a feeling even through these great sprint car heats, we're going to see the track really widen up for these drivers. Look at Jesse Costa in that 52, pounded that thing off the cushion, carves it down the racetrack to get a run on that next position. It didn't work, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, Darren Dryden up over the cushion a couple of times. He's really trying to carve out an outside groove, see if there's a little bit of extra grip to be found out there for that number 43 machine. Oh, Brandon Merle a little bit sideways there, keeps his foot in it and pointed back in the right direction. Will stay green here. Lap number 3 in the books. Kleiger still out in front of Stephen Beckett and Eric Gledhill.
Gledhill doing a nice job in that Oakwood Transport number 14, holding down the 3rd position ahead of some of the heaviest hitters we've got in this great sprint division. There's Liam Martin, Jacob Dykstra, Jesse Costa. Those are 3 of the big stars of this class.
The Oakwood Transport sponsored number 14, part of the Bar Motorsports stable. It's a 3-car team again tonight. Ryan Litt back in the pit area of the 4B tonight, adding to the list of drivers, along with Hannah Farrell and, of course, Eric Gledhill, the 3-car team, for the Bar Motorsports group. As we work on lap number 6, here will be 2 to go. This time for Paul Kleiger. It's opened about a 20-car length lead over Stephen Beckett's number 08.
And the Litt family is one of the great families in southwestern Ontario, in London, Ontario. Of course, Ryan Litt's dad, Alec Litt. No, his dad, Wade Litt. His grandfather, late grandfather, Alec Litt, sponsored a lot of race cars, drove a lot of race cars. Good to have him here racing in our great sprint car division. Out in front, Paul Kleiger by nearly half a straightaway has already seen the white flag. He is half a lap away from taking this qualifying heat checkered flag. Cruising off of turn number 4, it's Kleiger for the win. Coming home in second is Stephen Beckett. Not for a lack of trying, but Jacob Dykstra is 4th behind Gledhill. 5th, the 52 of Costa, and then it's Liam Martin, Noel Teal, Darren Dryden, Matthew Hill, Brandon Merle.
And Adam, that was what we might refer to as a stacked heat. We had 3 of the top 5.
Some beautiful shots of it. You might think drivers don't want to see that, but I can remember way back to my day, I always wanted pictures of the crashes that I was in. Like, those are things you remember later on, and the images that Dale Callan got were phenomenal. Remind me to explain. I just did to you exactly what Greg Callan does to me every week, and I realized it afterwards, like, man, do I ever feel like a jerk.
Set to come back to green off of corner number 4. Race number 2 underway for the Strickland Cranford Chevrolet Great Sprint Cars. Trevor Young out of shape in corner number 1. Everybody gets by, though, will stay green. Out in front of the field, though, Hannah Farrell racing to lead lap number 1.
Farrell out in front, Trevor Young, that car is evil on him. I almost wonder if he's got something wrong with the suspension, maybe a broken shock mount or something, because that car is all over the place.
Yeah, something's not right. He's going to take that car to the pit area of the 51 machine. Tough break there for the school teacher, Trevor Young, who did not make it through 2 laps here in heat race number 2. Nick Sheridan running in the second spot. Rob Neely battling with Jordan Hill. And Jerry Hill around in corner number 2. And there is the first caution flag of the night as the 49H machine goes around all by his lonesome at the top of corner number 2.
So Clayton, week in and week out, what I just heard was you telling a story a couple of minutes ago. And I had my head down in my computer because people are messaging. We've got some audio issues in the pits. And I could tell you were telling a story. The good thing, a warm welcome we've got to give to Gail Hill. Gail, we are so thrilled you're at the racetrack with us tonight. It's not the same without you, but your presence is always felt, even when you're not able to be here. But yeah, when he is here, especially when he is here for a special night for the Thunder Stocks and the Mini Stocks, this is Gail Hill's wheelhouse. These are drivers he has helped over many, many years.
Back to green with a Strickland Cranford Chevrolet Great sprint cars on heat race number 2. Nick Sheridan trying everything for the race lead. Staley, all kinds of out of shape. He's got probably, looks like the left rear might be down in the 50 machine.
He got together with, trouble for Rob Healy. He goes around. Ryan Hunsinger collects him. Staley with damage. He got into it with Terry Baker in that 26X. Trevor Young back on the racetrack in that 51. A lot happened that lap.
A lot.
If you weren't watching, I can't help you. You should have been.
Well, I didn't see what happened to Staley, but all of a sudden he got into turn number 1 there and came out with a flat left rear tire. And that's not usually the sneaker that goes down on a sprint car, but
yeah, he tangled the wrong way with Carters. Jump into crate sprints, jump into crate sportsmen, and that's really what was missing for a lot of years. That logical next step.
Back to green here with the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sportsman division as Hannah Farrell paces the field back to the green flag here. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go for the number 4 machine. Jake Sheridan running in the second spot in that number 45. Then Jordan Hill and Terry Baker going at it for the third spot. Jerry Hill, the final transfer for the moment in that number 49H.
Terry Baker's had some great runs in that 26X. I don't want to run the risk of calling him a part-time racer anymore, but I don't think he's dedicated to a full schedule, and it used to show in his performance. You really got to be here week in and week out, but they have turned up the wick this season in that 26 machine. Terry Baker having some great runs. I believe he had a heat race win earlier this season.
2 laps to go for the Hurricane. Hannah Farrell out in front of the field in car number 4. Less than that now, she'll get the white flag from the right hand of the starter Kyle McKenzie. This time by Nick Sheridan holding down the second spot at the moment with Jordan Hill in third. Jerry Baker fourth, and Jerry Hill holding down that fifth and final transfer spot. Shane Stickle's going to have to make something serious happen here in the final 2 corners to try and get that spot away.
Shane Stickle might be fairly content to keep it on all 4 wheels for the race. You never want to go to a P8. That's not a bad run for Shane Stickle. He's going to have a good starting spot. Checkered flag flies in this crate sprint qualifier. We'll see how much work Ryan Hunsinger has to do in that 70 machine, but obviously something amiss. Talk about go-kart racers and midget racers, and I get messages from Mike Coleman sometimes on Facebook. He brought out Paul Smith to the races tonight. Paul Smith was a whale of a go-kart racer, a whale of a TQ midget racer, and I'll tell you, he would be fun to watch in a crate sprint car. He's our age. He had some great battles, in fact, over the years with Ryan Hunsinger, driver of that Lifto number 70 tonight.
Did you just say he's our age? Because we are not the same age. Jeremy, back in a sprint car for the first time in a while, driving that car that was put together originally for the Bob Deswage Memorial a couple of weeks ago at Humberstone Speedway. Bob Deswage was better known as Bobby the Pilot to the Team Turner Racing. Was one of the truck drivers for the team and passed away, unfortunately, over the last off season. So that car put together in honor of Bobby this year.
Driven by Jeremy Hughes tonight out of Burlington. That's the 2J.
Black car with the blue top wing. We get set to come to green. Spencer Davis leads the field off of corner number 1. Davey Boughton looks to his outside. Here comes Jesse McDonald and Lucas Smith looking to make up some ground. And Jesse McDonald had to get on the binder, some contact there. Spencer Davis will lead lap number 1, but all-time chaos in the middle of the pack.
Davey Boughton was a little hesitant getting into the corner, and Jesse McDonald, he did the sportsmanlike thing. He didn't run him over. He had to back out, but it caused everyone behind them to chain reaction as well. Looks like Boughton a little more up to speed right now, but he's got to shake off a little of the racetrack rust. That's his second outing this season in that 1 machine.
New leader Lucas Smith in the 49L came into tonight just 6 points off the championship points lead. Trouble off of corner number 2. Tyler Ward, number 29W, slowing down the back straightaway. Looks like yellow flag will have to fly as the field approaches him off of corner number 2. We'll get that caution flag to come here with 3 laps complete in heat race number 3. Lucas Smith leading Spencer Davis and Davey Boughton of a single file restart. I want to go back to what you were talking about a couple of last heat race about the stepping stones that were created. I think the big thing too is that you don't have to jump into just one division and be stuck with that crate motor. You can go to the Thunderstock division and with a crate motor, and then you can take that same...
It's not cheap, but when you know you're not going to spend $10,000 on an engine that could blow up on opening night. You don't see that very often with the crates, so you spend the money on it. It's more of an investment than it used to be getting involved in this sport.
Affordable is a relative term for those in racing circles. None of it is cheap by any means, but it's more affordable than a division that has a built motor, let's put it that way. Back to Green as the goal with heat race number 3. 3 down, 5 to go. Lucas Smith in front of the field. Spencer Davis running the second spot. Here comes his teammate Jesse McDonald. Behind him to the inside is Davey Boughton, the 1C, trying to take the second spot back.
Davey Boughton gingerly to the inside makes that move on Spencer Davis, not giving Jesse McDonald a whole lot of racetrack to work with, as McDonald stuck back there in the 4th spot without a lot of grooves to race.
Jeremy Hughes doing a good job in that 2J. He's in a transfer spot right now, running in the 5th position. Coming after Jesse McDonald for the 4th spot. He is hard on the gas in that 2J that Team Turner Racing prepared. Number 2J.
To me, these are nice stories. Seeing Davey Boughton out there in the stable.ca load covering trailer, big Sprintcar News sponsored 1C for a second event this year. I believe he's had some support as well over time from Gale Hill, Gale's Auto Aftermarket.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I know Gale was one of his primary sponsors on the number 18 machine at the time. White flag waves now for the Massage Pro sponsored 49L of Lucas Smith. He takes it to the bottom of the corners, 1 and 2. 20 car lane lead for him down the back straightaway over Spencer Davis is number 83. The rookie driver doing a good job to run in that second position right now. Jesse McDonald to the inside of Boughton, trying to take 3rd spot away. Checkered flag will wait for Smith. Davis will finish in the 3rd spot at the line. McDonald just edging Boughton out to the 3rd spot. And Bailey Hurd steals the final transfer spot in the number 70 machine on the final lap. Jeremy Hughes, Ryan Litt, Travis Hofstetter, the 69K machine.
And while we're
Pardon
talking
me, the 69K of Jason Dixon will have to go through the B main as well. My apologies, sorry.
No problem. Talking about that tribute car, the 2 for Bob Deswage.
From 9th.
Don't forget, folks, the 50-50 tickets are available. When you see the people walking around the grandstands in those bright pink T-shirts, that's your chance to go home with quite a bit of cash. We've had some impressive 50-50 draws this season. Judging by the crowd here tonight, I think we're going to have another good one here this evening.
Green flag starts heat race number 4 for Chevrolet. Great sprint cars. A couple cars getting out of line there to start this one. Brian Manico got down almost into the infield there, the 9C. Keeps it pointed in the right direction, and Blaine Barrow around the outside goes from the rear of the field up to 5th on lap number 1. 4th, and now he's in the fence.
That was a hard one for Blaine Barrow.
Wow, red flag on the speedway. Barrow upside down on the front straightaway.
I don't know if it was Derek Lemaire he got together with, but you know, we saw Adrian Staley down in turn 1 get knocked together and shot up the racetrack, and that was unfortunate. In this case, we
not quite know that he was out there, and Blaine Barrow just wasn't able to get a little bit further up the racetrack. And I think you're right, Adam. I think he did hit it with the right rear rather than with the nose of the car. Yeah, he did. That's a pretty good piece of driving there.
You know what? And he won't think so. He's going to be disappointed. And the fact that they're rolling the car back over tells me the safety crew has had a chat with him. Clinton Jeffrey is there on the scene. But when you park a car right front into the wall, it is just a sudden.
One of the lower budget teams, you and your dad can't go at it. It doesn't look very good, does it?
No, we got another car. We'll be back next week.
You all right, though? That's the main thing?
First sprint car roll, man.
He's smiling and laughing, saying his first sprint car roll. They get back.
Well, sorry, Clint, you're breaking up a little bit there. But what you may not realize is the car is the cheap part.
Yeah.
Yep.
If all the parts are there.
And not even. You're right. It's amazing how quickly it can be done. And it's amazing how quickly we can get back to green flag racing with iRacer Alan Downey out in front of this field.
Number 19 machine set to come to green off of corner number 4. We are back underway. 1 lap in the book. 7 to go on this 4th and final qualifying race for the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Great Sprint Cars. Johnny Miller to the second spot in the number 20 machine. Up the racetrack goes the 38 of Derek Miller. DJ Christie's going to fill the void. Trying to wrestle that third position way down the front chute into corner number 1. Derek Lemaire has the final transfer spot right now in the 5th spot in car number 56.
Watch Brad Herron deep in this field in that 12 machine. He'll be looking to climb up into a top 5 spot. We'll have to get our statisticians on. We'll start every race this year. I can't remember. I believe we're down to 3 drivers who have made every feature event start.
Yeah, I believe it's 3 or 4 cars. Brad Herron is one of them, and Brian Nanico really taking that car up over the cushion in the number 9 C machine, trying to carve out a lead up top, and a little bit more conservative there in corners 1 and 2, but still up over the cushion at the exit of turn number 2, not making up any ground though. The 38 of Derek Miller, Alan Downey in commanding control in that number 19 machine on the back half of heat race number 4. Johnny Miller second, DJ Christie running the 3rd spot in the number 5.
Derek Miller in that Victory Games number 38, he could really use a ticket into tonight's race. We've got one almost over there in turn number 2. That is Josh Hill. Got that car spun around and then just about tipped over on the left-hand side. No harm, no foul. But Derek Miller in that 38 machine, he needs a good night. He could stand to qualify into the feature event, that's for sure.
3 drivers that have made all 9 so far this year. Jesse Costa qualified for the first one of the season, but was not able to start the race. He had some mechanical problems, so officially he did not start all 9 features. He's qualified for all 9, but hasn't started them all.
So Brad Herron and Rob Mealy both at risk right now. So I don't think Rob Mealy got back out in the race after his mishap in the qualifying heat. Johnny Miller to the inside of Alan Downey. They'll drag race down the back straightaway. Miller on the bottom of that bright orange wing. Alan Downey up on the high side, getting a nice run around the top.
A couple of rookies doing battle in front of the field. Good job by Alan Downey to race around the top side of the speedway in that number 19 machine. Miller running in that 2nd spot. Here comes DJ Christie. A little bit more experienced, the driver, the number 5 machine, holding down the 3rd spot. Another experienced driver, Derek Lemaire, coming after him for 3rd. White flag lead.
Derek Lemaire has driven everything you can imagine on a racetrack over the last 25 years. It's funny that we're calling DJ Christie an experienced driver because I think he's in his 2nd and a half season, I believe.
A little more experience than the 2 guys in front of him. The checkered flag's going to go to Alan Downey in the number 19 machine at the line. Johnny Miller is going to barely hold on for 2nd. DJ Christie settles for 3rd. Derek Lemaire moves up into 4th, and taking that final transfer spot, the number 38 is Derek Miller in that Victory Game sponsored ride. Brad Herron, Brian Nanico, and Josh Hill going to the B main. Some issues in his qualifying heat race. We'll see what he can do, but we'll have his work cut out for him starting from the 8th spot.
The one thing going in his favor right now is the track has widened out a fair bit, so there's a little more option in lanes they can run. If the bottom is open, there's nobody quite as good, maybe Mac DeMann, at rolling the very bottom of the turns in a crate sprint car. Ryan Hunsinger and Mac DeMann, 2 of the best at running that line, and of course Mac not in a crate sprint anymore. So let's see if Ryan Hunsinger can hug the orange and white blocks on the inside of the racetrack and work towards the front of the field.
Adam just got a report that Zach Bleach did not make weight after that last consi. He has been disqualified. Zach Bleach did not make weight.
Trying to remember who finished 3rd.
Yeah, that's more than 5 minutes ago, so I can't remember.
Done.
Green flag on B main number 1 with the green sprint car.
Down they go into 1 and 2. A nice line by Jeremy Hughes off the 2nd turn. He'll take the advantage into turn 3 over Noel Teal, who drives to the inside of Shane Stickle down into 3. Stickle going to drive back around the high side off the floor. He's got Darren Ryan right behind him in the 43.
Wow, not much rust for Jeremy Hughes in that 2J machine as he is out in front of this B main as the 69 machine of Josh Party. That's Noel Teal the 14. Wow, all of them really start to blend together after a while. Good run going with the rookie driver up against another rookie, Shane Stickle, for that final transfer spot. 3 rookies battling for that transfer spot. Jared Dryden's in the mix as well.
Noel Teal comes out of our micro sprint racing on Thursday night, where Shane Stickle comes out of go-karts, Can-Am pigeons, open wheel modifieds, Canadian vintage modifieds. He's racing a little bit of this
70 M&M to the infield. That's all his tonight, as he will not be able to make it to tonight's feature. All Jeremy Hughes out in front of this one. In the number 2J, now Shane Stickle around the outside, and Noel Teal to get into a transfer spot in the number 39 machine. Halfway home this time, 5 down, 5 to go. Teammate number 1.
Noel Teal trying to run that lower groove, and Shane Stickle realized if you get up there onto the cushion, you can really power through the turns. Now Teal working up the racetrack to get a little bit higher where some of that grip is, but it might be too late as Shane Stickle is pulled away to about 10-12 car lengths over the 14.
Shane Stickle continuing to get his feet wet here in the great sprint car. This is that number 39 machine. Stepped away from racing for a couple of years after running regularly with the open wheel modifieds on the asphalt here in Ontario. Now back in an open wheel car, a sprint car here in 2019 at Oswego. As the race leader Jeremy Hughes, some slower traffic than the negotiate. He darts into the middle of John Jones, number 69 and the 69K of Jason Dixon.
Good to see Jason Dixon out there mixing it up, starting to learn his way in these sprint cars. He jumps right up from the mini stock division. As laps wind down, the white flag displayed. One more lap to go as Shane Stickle is closing the gap on the leader. I don't think he's going to get there.
Not going to get there, but still impressive what Shane Stickle did throughout those 10 laps. Going forward here is now a couple of cars racing for that third position. Jared driving Noel Teal. Jeremy Hughes and Shane Stickle are going to transfer that feature, and amongst that lap traffic, Jared Ryan's going to get third. Noel Teal fourth, and Brad Heron will finish fifth, and that will end the streak for Brad Heron here in the number 12 machine. His first feature he did not qualify for in 2019.
It was a good run all the way into the month of August for Brad Heron. Now we've got to see how Rob Neely does, I believe.
So 8 cars, 10 laps, 2 spots on the line again here in the final B main of the night for the Crate Sprint Cars.
And we actually learned to do that from our producer Spencer, because he'll put up graphics with the starting lineup. So even if someone elects to go to the back, he says read them out the way they're supposed to start, and then explain why cars are in different spots.
Green flag in front of the field. Liam Martin and Ryan Litt side by side for the race lead. Nanacoke out of shape in the middle of the pack there. Staley gets the good start. He moves up a couple of positions towards the rear, but it looks like Liam Martin will lead lap number 1.
Rob Neely had the lift there going into turn 1. That cost him some serious momentum. I think if he'd have committed to getting way to the outside, it would have worked out for him. Now he's got his work cut out. He's a few spots back. And I mean, there's drivers ahead of him who are hungry. Trevor Young would love to get into a feature management.
Wow, Neely just put it middle around the outside of Staley there. That time off of corner number 4. He's got that radio shuttle sponsored number 74 machine wound up a little bit on the top side now. We'll see if he can get to Trevor Young and Matt Hill here in the next couple of laps. That'll determine whether he's got a shot to get to the fourth right away.
I was going to say, really, Ryan Litt's going to play a big role here, because if he can sort things out up there and keep running some nice laps, which he's doing right now, it'll be hard for anyone to catch him.
Working on lap number 4 here. Let's put it on Martin across the 5. We'll start with the line, and now Rob Neely getting by the number 51 of Trevor Young. Now coming after the MK8 of Matt Hill, and Young coming back at Rob Neely, takes back that 4th position off of corner number 2. Neely's got his work cut up. Now he bobbles under the cushion, and that's going to cost him the time.
Yeah, just hit a bit of a bump there going into the 3 and upset the car. He had to chase it up the racetrack. So now Trevor Young has broken away there, but he's behind Matt Hill. Matt Hill's behind Ryan Litt. So Ryan Litt in the catbird seat right now in that 2nd spot. He's where he needs to be, although Liam Martin, 29, is where he wants.
Well, the field has spread itself out of the single file. Martin's advantage straightaway over the number 4B of Ryan Litt here as he works off the corner number 4 this time. There's 3 laps to go for the number 29 machine. Doing a good job for that technical car. I believe his second start behind the wheel of that race car. Got his first one during the Northern Summer Nationals a week and a bit ago. 2 laps to go now for Martin as Matt Hill continues to try and reel in the number 4 for that final transfer spot. Not doing a whole lot though.
No, I think Rob Neely is in trouble there. Trevor Young is in trouble there. They're too far back with white flag flying. Liam Martin in the 29. Ryan Litt in the 4B. He does have some dirt experience back in the Ford Focus midget racing days. Far cry from the green sprint car, though. I don't know how much of that would really transfer over. As the checkered flag flies for Liam Martin to 29, he will pick up 22nd starting spot. Ryan Litt before me is going to start 24th tonight in the evening event. And everybody else is headed to the pits to load up for the trip home. Although, I should say, you don't have to go home. You just can't stay here.
Well, you can stay till the lights go out.
That's true.
This is quite actually the opposite. It's a pretty solid racing surface here this evening.
There's plenty of room. There's an inside, there's an outside. If you absolutely have to, you can shoot the middle gap. We've seen a few drivers do it so far.
Strickland's GMC Brantford Chevrolet Pace Truck to the infield here as we get set to go green flag. 20 laps the distance for the Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Cars. Green flag waving off of turn number 4. Nick Sheridan brings the field to life.
Good start down the front straightaway into 1 and 2 as the field fills out, widens out through turns 1 and 2, running a variety of lines. One car almost going off the edge of the bank in turn 3. I don't know if that's Spencer Davis or if it's Jesse McDonald. No, it's McDonald in the 88 as a slide job for the lead. Nick Sheridan up in front of Lucas Smith. Smith turns the car hard down the banking, and he'll battle for the lead with Sheridan, and they run out of racetrack. Dan Mears coming off at turn 4.
Wow, Sheridan had to get right on the blinders there to avoid contact with that outside wall. Exact same spot that the number 3B of Blaine Barrow hit it earlier in heat race action. Now Sheridan will slide back in position as Derek Lemaire moves up into the second spot. I don't have no idea how the entire field did through those first couple of laps. Absolute chaos in the back of the field. 2, 3, 4 wide at one point. But the race lead belongs to Lucas Smith. And up over the top is the number 5 of DJ Christie. Turned around and on lap number 3.
Another slow car is Johnny Miller in the 20. I don't know if their issues are related. I was looking the other direction. That DeGroot Hill GMC number 5 Castrol Edge, DJ Christie. About to get a push up there in turn number 1, get that car pointed in the right direction. It looks like he's wanting to be pushed off. They're having a tough time getting the bite out there. Now he'll get it fired, turn hard to the right to rejoin the tail of the field. Not sure if we have any replays where we can see what happened up there. Because as I say, Johnny Miller was a little off the pace as well. It's nice we got the big mess when they found it.
Had an elastic tied to the lever.
Liam Martin heads off into the pits in that number 29 as we're about to go green. So unexpected pit stop for Liam Martin.
Restart for Nick Sheridan, number 45, as he drives to the inside of Derek Lemaire, trying to regain that second spot he lost just before the yellow flag. But Lemaire drives around the top side of the speedway. Still locked the grip on that outside cruise.
I was watching Alan Downey on that restart in the 19 and thinking how impressed I was in his driving as we've got one around between 1 and 2. And as I was watching him impressed, Jesse Costa drove by him like he was standing still. So Jesse Costa has a pretty slick setup on his race car tonight in that 52.
I think that's the 14 of Eric Gledhill turned around. It is. In fact, we just got finished praising the Bar Motorsports team and they end up with the car turned around.
Well, that's different. We were commending them for all 3 being in the race and nothing they could have done.
We said no such individual names.
Fair point.
Moved a little bit forwards and backwards as we get set to come back to green. 4 laps down, 16 laps to go, back underway.
Perseverance for Nick Sheridan up to that yellow flag might have been a big break for Johnny Miller in that 20. It looked like an innocent spin. Steve Austin's the only one I can get behind.
Back to green off the turn number 4.
Jesse's been on a charge since the start of this race, but Paul Klager looking good as well with that one machine. As I say that, it looks good at ground. Jesse Costa in the 52 is closing in on that top 2. Lucas Smith in the 49, the 45, and Nick Sheridan.
Smith continues to get a good start, but not able to pull away much from that 25 of Sheridan. Track him down here over the final 10 laps now. 3.5 points. Starting to break away a little bit.
Yeah, the top 3 definitely have a little something on this deal as they have drawn out. Lucas Smith again about half a straightaway from live traffic. It's not quite as angry as it was before this most recent caution. If he gets into that, it's going to take some serious quick decisions on which way he wants to go. And right now, Nick Sheridan is falling back a little bit. That lap traffic is closing right back up on the lead.
It is certainly moving. There's a gaggle of cars there running too wide. You're right at the rear of the field and a couple more in front of them. See how Lucas is going now. Lap number 2 clicked on 7 laps to go for Lucas as he worked his way into some slower traffic in by the number 20, Johnny Miller. Now he has navigating through a Sheridan. Goes right to the outside while Smith picking down the bottom, and all that leads is completely evaporated. Sheridan right there.
Smith committed to the inside, and he hesitated for a second, and that allowed Nick Sheridan to get a big run. And now Nick Sheridan to the lead down the back straightaway, and we're about to have 5 laps to go.
New race leader Nick Sheridan, the number 45 machine, the 8th grader, I believe. Just finished green 8, looking for his second win of the season in that number 45 machine. Lucas Smith falling about 5 cars back, a little bit more than that now. Moving to corner number 49 L machine. 4 laps to go this time.
Nick Sheridan just working lap traffic to perfection. You can't fault Lucas Smith. He really hasn't been challenged in a long time out there, but he hesitated once, and it might have cost him the win tonight.
Talked about that, but you sometimes want to be in second place and work in the lap traffic. Nick Sheridan showing you exactly why. Through that mix there on lap number 15. Of course, out the corner number 2, 2.5 laps to go. Here makes the going out the back straightaway. Lucas Smith has some work cut out from the finish. Should help him a lot traffic to get back into this one. Popsicle sticks up. Gonna go for Nick Sheridan.
Jesse Costa now closing in on Lucas Smith. He's about 10 car lengths behind. 1 lap car between him and Jerry Hill. Costa will get to the inside of Hill down the back straightaway, so he could have a battle for second as they approach the final lap.
Sheridan up as high as he can go. Corners 3 and 4. He's gonna have to go to the bottom. Corners 1 and 2. Work past the 83. Spencer Davis slides up in front of him. This is the break through the contact. Right down the back straightaway. Final 2 corners for Nick Sheridan in car number 45. Right up to the cushion, and he brings that car to victory lane for the second time in 2019. Nick Sheridan going to Mr. Transmission victory lane. Second spot for Lucas Smith. Jesse Costa in third. All players in fourth. Derek Mayer, your top 5.
Great race for the Strickland GMC Great Sprint Car Division.
Amazing a driver that young can look that smooth. 14-year-old at Mount Bridges, Ontario.
His smooth driving, a great battle, and that is a pretty youthful top 2 down in victory lane with Jesse Costa, the elder statesman of our podium tonight. Lone Wolf Fireworks going all out, lighting up the sky here in victory.
Climbs up on the roof to get it done. How old are you? What grade are you going into in a couple of weeks?
I'm 14. I'm going into grade 9 in a few weeks.
How about that, fans? He's 14. Nick, you and this young crew of guys show us sprint cars going to be healthy for a long time here in Ontario. You grabbed the win tonight. You already had one, but that was because the first place guy got DQ'd. Your first legit win here. What does it mean to drive it into Mr. Transmission victory lane?
I mean, Clint, ever since I was a little kid, all I've ever wanted to do was stand in the back of that car and bang the wing. It's my dream forever. So I'm so happy to be here, man. We started up front. I thought we lost the race, and me and Lucas got together coming out of 4. Kind of got tight, but with some lap cars and a really good crew, we got her together. But still, first I got to thank my crew. Rick and Zach are here tonight, and so is my uncle. But everyone else, my crew, are out in Sauble racing with Jake. So I wish Jake luck. I'm not sure how he's done yet. But hopefully they're to pick up a win too. And then while I'm at this, I want to thank all my sponsors: Pride Seeds, Vibrant Farms, Leach Performance Engines, Cameron Crane, everyone else that helps on this crew. I can't thank everyone enough. This is awesome.
Solid run for you tonight. You look like you had this one, but then you guys got in a bit of slide job, and young Nick got you.
Yeah, you know what? He got the best of me tonight. We had a good car. Thank you to the Massage Pro for that. You know, we're running a good race, and you know, just one of those things. He got the best of us tonight.
Awesome job, Lucas Smith. Talk over Jesse Costa. Jesse, another solid run for you. This is going to help you in the points this season. You got to be pleased with another podium finish.
Yeah, we're kind of in damage control there. We got a bad pill draw to start the night and ended up starting 15th for the feature, so we're pretty happy to be up here in third. I just want to thank Wells Foundry, D&O Towing, Best Safety Training, Magnum Signs, Ron Genitello, Property and Building Maintenance, Castro Canada, and everyone else that helps me out. My dad, my parents, my girlfriend, Janelle, my crew, Steven and Sean. They work really hard on this thing. Just thank you, Schwingen Speedway and the fans for coming out.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your top 3, 14-year-old Nick Sheridan, Lucas Smith, and Jesse Costa. Get it done here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane.